Well, we do talk a lot about real estate agents on this program. We speak with a lot of them, but of course an agent is not the only way to sell your property. If you look at figures in the UK, the USA, Canada, about 20% of property sales are driven by vendors marketing and selling their homes themselves. Very different story here. In Australia, private sales are a rarity and just about 2% of the market. But one organisation is hoping to follow in the steps of eBay and carsales.com.au and the rest and change all that. Paul Heath is the CEO of buyMyplace.com.au and joins Prue and I in the studio this morning. Thanks so much for joining us, Paul.
Thank you.
Tell us how buyMyplace works.
Well, it's very simple. Vendors just go online, select the package that that best suits their needs. They create a profile for their property by uploading photographs and a description of the property. We then post it on our site or list their property on our site, and we automatically also list it on realestate.com, Domain, two other Australian property portals called All Homes and Homely, and an international site as well to attract international buyers.
It seems like you've certainly tapped into that online market, which is where it seems most people are looking for their properties. But you're not doing any print? Print is a non-event?
Well, we're not doing print at the moment, although we do have brochures, which is halfway between print and a mail campaign. But the really interesting number is that 9 out of 10 buyers go online as their major tool to find their next property. And 9 out of 10 agents list your property online. So going online, listing your property online is the crucial element of your marketing campaign when you sell your property. And what we've found is that 45% of buyMyplace vendors who sell their homes sell them within 30 days, in less than 30 days, compared to only 12% through traditional agents. So the marketing campaigns that we provide our vendors appear to be highly effective.
So it's such an interesting point. All the buyers out there in the market use the internet, but the sellers don't. Why have we got that situation here?
Well, the sellers do, but through an agent. And this is the way to get your property online without paying those expensive agent commissions that we're all very familiar with.
So we like the middleman when we're selling, at the moment anyway.
Well, I think it's just a case of vendors not having been aware that they've been able to do this themselves professionally and with lots of support. You know, we have people in our business with 30 years experience in the real estate industry, I should say, that are available to help our vendors.
Do you think because that's a terrific success rate you've got for people selling on your system, do you think are the vendors then dropping their price down a bit? Can they afford to drop their price down a bit if they're not spending $45,000 on an agent's commission? Is that why it's selling?
These are the two most often asked questions that we get. How long will it take to sell my place? Will it take longer, and will I have to sell it for less? Yeah. We saw some really interesting data from RP Data, who released a survey just recently that showed experience from vendors who'd sold their properties over the last 2 years. We compared that national data with our own data, and we found, in fact, that we had exactly the same proportion of vendors selling their homes above their price expectation as traditional agents, and we had more vendors selling on expectation than traditional agents. So consequently, less selling below expectation.
It's in the end, though. This is a legal transaction that you're undertaking as when you sell your home. For a lot of people, it seems like it'd be too complex to handle yourself.
Yes, so you shouldn't be handling the legals yourself.
No, but the whole transaction really is it's a legal transaction between parties. So can you actually? I think that would make people nervous. It would make me nervous to sell my home by myself. How would I know if I'm doing it right? Yeah.
Exactly. So it's really important for us to provide our vendors that backup and that support, and we refer our vendors to settlement agents and conveyancers, lawyers if they need that help. But oftentimes,
so that's where the extra costs come in then. You're referred to a lawyer, and then you pay your own lawyer fees, and then
as you would when you sell to an agent.
Yep.
Exactly. We haven't replaced that part of the process.
Understood.
Yeah, because that's a highly regulated process, and it should be.
Yes, exactly.
The value then in doing it this way is that you maintain more control, or is it purely financial? Do you feel that you maintain more control doing it your way? Well,
our vendors say that it's a much more transparent process, that dealing with the buyers directly gives them much more transparency, and as I mentioned, it's often a faster process. And of course, nobody knows the property better than the vendor, and so it provides a pretty compelling sales pitch when they're talking to buyers.
One of the big reasons I suppose people would use agents is because they don't know how much their home's worth.
Yes.
How do you work out if you're doing it yourself, the value of your home?
So our vendors go through exactly the same process as if they were dealing with a traditional agent. We provide the same market comparison data as you would receive through a traditional agent, and our vendors typically typically scout the market and have a look at other properties similar to theirs in their local area and work out their price. Again, we have lots of support available at BuyMyPlace if they need to discuss it.
It does seem that it seems to make an awful lot of sense to me. Maybe it's just me, but
it does.
With the online tools available, as you're saying, with the data and backup that you can provide, and any vendor should do their own homework as well.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, you should be mucking around. Shouldn't be relying on an agent's decision how much a house is.
Exactly. Yep.
We all sell our cars online now, and buy cars online, and this is just an extension of behaviour that already exists.
And what about open for inspections, auctions?
Yes.
Do you do it all yourself? Or?
Well, we can provide open for inspection, but typically our vendors like to do that themselves because the control point and transparent point that you mentioned earlier, we can offer or provide an auctioneer. And we had a fantastic story just a couple of months ago where one of our vendors in Tarrant Point listed their property for $1.2 million. Used one of our auctioneers and sold it for $1.35 million, so $150,000 over their listing price, and they were very, very, very happy about that and saved a fortune, of course.
All right, summary, and just to put it all together, what's your strongest pitch for why people should ditch the agents and go alone in the process?
The saving of agents' commissions and marketing costs, which for an average home in Australia is $15,000 to $20,000, but we've had some vendors saving up to $70,000 as a consequence of their property being higher value. The more valuable your property is, the more you'll save.
Fantastic, Paul. Thank you so much, CEO of buyMyplace.com.au. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great stuff.
Thanks.